Today's gonna be fun, guys. We're gonna be trying the 55 horsepower TYM T574 with the gigantic Woods Batwing. Let's see if this tractor has the guts to pull this Batwing and mow this pasture. Our other tractor is broken.
I ain't afraid of work. I ain't afraid of play. I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life. Times like this, if you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
Are you good? Did you eat breakfast? Go eat your breakfast. Hey folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to the Stoney Ridge. Today we've got something interesting. I think it's interesting. I've got a teensy weensy 55 horsepower TYM T574 hydrostatic tractor. We're gonna walk around and see the tractor, and I paired it up with the Woods Batwing 15.5. This is the BW 15.5, fairly heavy duty Batwing mower. The other TYM tractor, the TYM 1104, is in the shop right now. It had an issue with something electronic. I still don't know what the issue was. It's the first hiccup I've ever had with a TYM tractor. I don't hold it against the tractor. It could have been something that I did. So with the 1104 failing, we've still got work to do on the farm. So we're going to try the 574 55 horsepower tractor, cab tractor, with this gigantic Woods Batwing. Will it pull it? Post your comment down there. All right, guys, first of all, let's tell you what the problem is. You can see I've already mowed one swath down through here. About the time I rounded that corner down there was when the TYM T1104 went into limp mode. Limp mode, as you might think, is not good. I've still got to mow this pasture. This is out here in front of the house. Basically, I'm knocking down the weeds. I'm gonna mow this pasture and another pasture over there if this tractor will hold up to the abuse of this monstrous Batwing mower. So first of all, let's define what this mower is. This is the Woods BW 15.5. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 gearboxes. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blades. Typically a tractor like this would only be able to push a 6-foot cutter, really. 6 foot, maybe an 8-foot cutter is really pushing it with the 55 horsepower tractor. Does it have the power to pull the Batwing? And what we're doing here, we're not cutting heavy brush, even though this will cut, I think, up to 3-inch. I'll post some specs down there at the bottom of the screen. All we're doing is clipping the tops out of pastures, and that's pretty much all we do here on the Stoney Ridge farm. So when I mow out here, the cows will be coming in probably in about 2 weeks. I want to knock the tops out of the weeds and still leave about 8 inches of grass to grow so that the grass grows thick and comes back really nice. The desirable grasses, the cool season grasses, so that the cows have good quality forage to eat. This is a beast. It's a game changer on your farm. If you don't have a Batwing mower, I suggest you look into it. This is the most ultimate time saver on the property. Now, let's talk about the tractor and how it's lacking in a few features that I really need to run a Batwing mower, but we're gonna find a workaround. So this is the TYM T574 hydrostatic tractor. This is the loader system right here. I use this tractor to unload hay all the time. This is my go-to machine for utility around the farm. This is not sponsored by TYM. I used to work with TYM as a company. I still believe in the product. It's a great product. I'm super happy. You guys have seen me service this. You've seen me work with it. This is the cab. Very nice, comfortable cab. I've got a zip tie in here. This is our cab. We've got a couple water bottle holders or whatever, cup holders. Got a radio, heating, air, and I'm gonna need heat this morning. It stays nice and clean and fairly dust-free. That's what it's all about when it comes to having a nice cab tractor. So the 574 technically should not pull this Batwing mower. We're gonna hop in without further ado. We're gonna engage the PTO and we're gonna see what it does, if it bogs it down really bad or if I think this tractor will handle it. Now, what's the workaround? What was the issue here? I only have two sets of remotes on here. This is one and the one below is the other. In order to raise and lower the wings on a Batwing, we've got a hydraulic cylinder here and a hydraulic cylinder here and another one in the middle. The middle one raises and lowers the entire mowing deck. This one and this one raises and lowers the wings. I hooked this up yesterday evening and I wanted to take you guys first and show you exactly what it does. Now, I don't have the middle hydraulic hookup set up right here. And this does have a pretty cool little area where you can stow your hydraulic hoses, and it's labeled right, center, and left. So you can hook it up, drop these in, and you'll know exactly what you have when you get ready to run your hydraulics in your tractor. It's not ran on the 3-point. The 3-point just floats, and I've got this zip tied to the 3-point so we don't get into our PTO shaft right there and tear up our hydraulic hoses. Now, we won't be using the loader. Let's just get in the tractor and fire it up, get it to optimal running temperature real quick, and see what happens. We go up, up, oh. Key on. Glow plugs are cycling, which is warming up the cylinder a little bit. And we'll fire this puppy up. This thing purrs like a kitten. Got our wiper blade here. I think it's time for some new wipers. And we got another one that's back behind us. Yeah, it's totally time for some new wipers. All right, we're gonna let this puppy warm up. We got an information center right here. This is a cruise control and this is our information. We hit that button, it tells us that our temperature is at about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, what I want to get it up to is about 120. Can you see that? There we go. Where our park brake is set. This is our throttle. That's our PTO. So modern or more modern tractors don't have the clutch to engage the PTO. In other words, all I do is hit a button, kind of like a riding lawnmower on this thing. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I like to have manual control over my PTO. PTO is power takeoff. That's what spins those PTO shafts back there. All of them, and there's a lot of them. Again, this is a tractor that would typically pull a 5 to 6 foot cutter, 8 foot max. Will it pull this hill that's beside me? I don't know. Let's let this puppy warm up, and we're gonna test the hydraulics first, and then we will engage the PTO and see how it behaves. Before I show you guys the hydraulic system, I'm gonna show you how I'm operating it. There are 2 handles right here, and that's what operates the 2 hydraulic hookups. Having dual hookups in the back of this tractor is super handy. I couldn't do it with just 1 hydraulic hookup. And the big TYM 1104 has 3, which will power everything. Oh yeah, no problem. We're still just at idle speed. That's awesome. One of them moves a little faster than the other one. That's okay. So we know we got enough hydraulic power. That's awesome. That's why it's called a Batwing, because it folds and unfolds. Our temperature is 123 degrees, so we're going to bring it on up to about 2,000 RPM. We're going to see how she performs. I'm a little nervous about this, guys. Here we go. I'm going to bump it once, get it spinning, and then turn it on full blast. There's the bump. Oh, it didn't even bug, really. No more than the 110 horsepower tractor does. Just gonna bring my RPMs up slowly to optimum running speed. Okay, will it raise and lower the arms a little bit with the PTO engaged? Yes, it will. That is awesome. Man, that's way cool. Okay, we're gonna disengage the PTO. Okay, you can hear it rev up a little bit as I did that. Our temperature's up to about 150. Man, I am really, really impressed. Super impressed right there. 55 horsepower tractor is not supposed to be able to run that. Man, nothing else to do but get her in the field. Let's take you down to the field and show you exactly what we're mowing so you guys have a little idea of what kind of grass we're clipping today. Again, we're not in heavy brush and we're not in really tall grass. We're just clipping the top out of this pasture. That's all we're trying to do. It's what we're trying to accomplish. As we go over here, you can see this is where I made my first round with the other tractor, and all we're doing, we want to keep the grass in its optimal growth phase. Once it bolts like this and sends out a seed head that you see, it stops growing so much. We want to continue to have these nice, big, beautiful, wide blades. So this was mowed and this wasn't. You can see the difference. It's not that big a difference, but we are probably taking out 2/3 of the grass here. Honestly, it wouldn't hurt to cut it a little bit higher than I'm cutting it right now. But for now, I think 8 inches is gonna be plenty. Let's toss the drone up, get out here, and try to mow this field. It's loud in here, I'll tell you that. Typically I'm wearing hearing protection even inside the cab of this tractor. It's doing fantastic, guys. So I just climbed that hill over there. Absolutely perfect. No grunt, no groan, no nothing. You know, granted, we're not cutting very high grass here, but this thing is doing great. Absolutely great. It needs a tiny bit of tweaking or adjustment as compared to running it with the bigger tractor. But it's much more nimble. As you see, I'm going around a tree right here, and I can get pretty darn close to that tree. Even a little too close. There we go. Within inches of that tree with this tractor. It's much more nimble than the other machine. I was really worried when that 1104 started acting up, and I still don't know what's wrong with it, but I was really worried I wasn't going to be able to do my fall pasture clipping because every service place is behind almost a month now. So super happy. That's absolutely amazing. I am having to adjust a little bit, bring my wings up just a little bit on the outside, just so it doesn't scalp, but it's doing a great job. This pasture is about 3.5, maybe 4 acres, and it's only going to take me 45 minutes or so to mow this. Really happy. We'll see you guys when I get done here, and we'll give you a full-on review. Is this tractor enough to pull that big Batwing? So far, so good. If I have any issues, I'll let you know. No power issues whatsoever, and no pulling hill issues. That's what I really thought was going to happen. I thought we were going to really bog as we climbed up a hill, but nothing. Awesome. get me chicken feet is out the way.
Oh.
Uh-oh, mowed a tree. Maybe I better put that flag up a little higher, huh? I'm gonna mark that. Daggone it, mowed my tree. All right. I can't believe that this little tractor pulled that monster of a Batwing. Here's what it looks like underneath. Just like a standard rotary cutter, except for it's like 3 standard rotary cutters. I can't believe that 55 horsepower TYM tractor did that. That is awesome. The pasture looks absolutely great. By the time the cows get over here, this grass will be knee deep and it will be awesome. Guys, now you know how tough that TYM T574 is. That's a monster. 55 horsepower cab tractor, so realistically, I don't know, I'll post the specs down there, but I think it's about 47, 48 horsepower to the PTO, maybe, I don't know, I'll post them right here. Pulling that monster Woods BW 15.5. That is impressive. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you learned something today, let me know. And if you have a smaller tractor like this, now you know how much horsepower it takes to run this. As long as you're not clipping heavy brush, I think it'll be just fine with a smaller tractor like that. Way cool. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm channel as we work with the cast loader up here, and we're gonna be tossing the manure spreader behind this tractor and spreading some interesting stuff, but you'll have to stay tuned for the next video to see that. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you... Batwing.